Yeah, that's what we call a duplicate BBMD configuration. And what will happen is that you will multiply the number of BACnet broadcast messages unnecessarily. So let me explain a little bit more. BBMD's function is to catch BACnet broadcast messages that have not yet been forwarded and to forward them to its peers defined as entries inside its BBMD table. It will send a unicast copy of every BACnet broadcast message to every entry in the distribution table. So if two BBMDs on the same subnet have the same BDT, it will take every BACnet broadcast packet and send a copy to its peers. And so that peer will receive two unicast copy of that message, and it will convert both of those unicast messages back into broadcast. That's how it duplicates that BACnet broadcast message. That's very bad. If you've been following our shorts, our videos, you know we talk a lot about how broadcast messages the noise is problematic on systems. So if you are duplicating, multiplying the BACnet broadcast messages because you have these duplicate BBMD, it will very, very quickly create massive broadcast storms. So that absolutely needs to be fixed. I should just point out one quick note is that we talked about a topic in different videos called the BBMD split horizon architecture or the asymmetric configuration, or the hub and spoke, all the same terminologies. In those cases, it is possible to have multiple BBMD in the same subnet, but as long as their BDTs do not overlap. To detect duplicate BBMD or to verify that you don't have duplicate BBMD, it's not the easiest thing in the world. I mean, if you're comfortable with Wireshark, you could run Wireshark on all of its target subnets. So it look at the BDT, and it points to a BBMD, go to the subnet to each BBMD, run Wireshark there, and look for duplication of IM messages, whois messages, all those type of broadcast messages. But you really have to kind of dig down. Really, probably the easiest way is go and open up the BDT of each BBMD, write down the BDT on a piece of paper and see if there's any overlap. It's tedious, but you know, that's probably the next best thing other than using optical visual networks, of course. I am not an expert in BACnet SC, but BACnet Secure Connect will replace BBMDs, or BBMDs will not be required in BACnet SC networks, because BACnet SC already take all those messages and send them to a hub, which then will forward to another place. And that forwarding occurs whether it's unicast or broadcast. Therefore, it's not necessary to have a BBMD to go from one subnet to another subnet. So again, in short, in BACnet SC, BBMDs will not be required. That's a great question. There's no hard rule on how many devices. I often use the 1,000 device count as kind of when you should start keeping an eye on the BBMD. However, I should point out that you could have a system with 40 devices and the BBMD can cause massive problems that can create performance issue on a 40 device system. So I think the better advice in this case is you always should keep a close eye on your BBMD configuration. It is the Achilles heel of BACnet IP. You can quickly make a mistake in the configuration of 2-3 BBMD and create multiplication of BACnet broadcast messages. So I think always keep an eye on what BBMD is pointing to which BBMD. If you are interested and you are in a system that's a little bit bigger, so 1,000 device-ish, you should consider looking at this hub and spoke or this split horizon architecture, which we'll cover in a different video. And then one big advice I often say is if you do have a system that, you know, it's a fair size, split those functions. So don't have a device that's also a BACnet controller that controls something very sensitive and also is doing BACnet routing between MSTP and BACnet IP, for example, and also is the BBMD of that subnet. It's creating multiple functions on one device and causing it to likely run into an oversubscription, oversaturation situation. So if you can use a device that you don't need as much as a BBMD, same as BACnet routing functions. Beside optical visual networks, if you have an application that allows you to read the distribution table from BBMD, go ahead and issue that. Look at all the BBMDs you expect to have in each subnet and go get the distribution table from it. There's a BACnet message called read distribution table. There's different applications that can allow you to do that and verify that. Make sure there's no overlaps between them. Second, go into each subnet where you have a BBMD, run a quick capture, run a discovery while you are doing a capture, and see if there's more whois than you expected. If you issued one discovery, you should get one whois. If you get more than one, make sure that you understand why. Perhaps there's a device that's sending out some whois on its own. But if you see that you send it from your laptop and you see a laptop have 3 or 4 or even 2 whois, and we expected 1, then you should look into it a little bit more carefully. It should not be disruptive unless you're in a very, very large system. Again, device discovery sometimes can cause some issues in large systems, but you could do a target whois or a whois to one device, and again, do that Wireshark and make sure that you only got one whois and one IM back.